What's up, people? In this video, we're going to take a look at Tony Huge. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it Tony Huge or Tony Hughes? So it says Tony Hughes and Dave Palumbo. Enhanced Athlete. I've heard of these guys. I think there's guys. Oh, I've seen this guy. These are the guys who live in Thailand and do steroids. Interesting. So this will be a good video. All right. So anyway, if you guys have any other YouTubers or videos you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Also, if you like my videos, you like me, you want me to see me succeed and do well, share my video on your social media if you want. Yeah.
I'm here with Tony Huge, as Johnny Styles likes to call him, at enhancedathlete.com.
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my computer.
I'm here with Tony Huge, as Johnny Styles likes to call him, at enhancedathlete.com, and you brought the whole crew down. Maybe, Johnny, you can show all the guys that came down. This is like a full contingency all the way from Miami. They drove up here to Cape Coral about 2.5 hours, and just to see us here at rxmuscle.com, and maybe go see Mel Chancey tomorrow. Good seeing you, man.
Good to see you, Dave. Yeah.
I call you the most controversial man on YouTube now. I thought I was. You've taken over. I think you've got the title now. Yeah, you've got the title.
What is it that you think makes me more controversial now?
Because you show drug usage.
Usage.
I talk about drugs, but you show drug usage,
yes,
which I think gets people going more. And I think you actually produce more videos than we do now. You guys have like 2 or 3 videos up a day. I don't know how you do so much.
Yeah, well, it's because pretty much I'm doing this 24/7. I just love pioneering human evolution and exploring how to make myself superhuman as best as possible, despite traveling the world and having the lifestyle I have. So, drugs are a necessary component of that, and I try to experiment with them in the healthiest way possible.
How many days a year would you say you're on the road, where you're actually not home, where you're going to Thailand or China or wherever?
Okay, so good, very good. So like I said, Enhanced Athlete. I've seen this guy's videos before. Basically, for those of you who don't know who he is, well, the videos that I've seen, basically he lived in Thailand or lives there for most of the year, and because steroids are legal in Thailand, basically what he does, I guess somehow it's like some loophole on YouTube where he's allowed to talk about his steroid usage on YouTube because it's not illegal where he's doing it. I'm not really sure what the rules are on YouTube regarding steroids. I don't know. But it's very interesting to hear somebody fucking openly talk about how they're on something and how it affects their performance and how to cycle and all this stuff. Very informative, very interesting channel. So yeah, I guess they're in Miami right now. I'm not really sure. But very and the why I'm bringing this up is finally you have a YouTuber, fitness YouTuber, who actually is admitting what he's doing. Now again, I know this is his it's the point of his channel is to talk about how you can change your body through drugs, steroids, PEDs, performance enhancing drugs is what they're called. But there's a lot of other I guess mainstream fitness YouTubers. This guy's not really mainstream or less mainstream, who don't really address that, which I think is ethically,
It's about half.
It's a lot.
About half
it's
the
a lot
time.
of traveling. Yeah.
And in 2017, it's going to be more. I'm getting better at traveling and making it more efficient.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, why do you do that? Why do you tend to go all over the place and film? Do you think it's more
adventure, learning?
So the adventure.
Yeah, I need the stimulation. I've always been like that. I can't have any 2 days of my life be the same, or I start feeling just irritated. It's
really,
yeah.
That's scary because that's dangerous, isn't that?
Yeah, because
it has to keep escalating.
It does. Yeah, and so there has to be some times of decompression where you don't have excitement, or there is some boring days, and then that makes you appreciate the exciting days. So I do have those days too.
Now, how did you put together this whole crew of guys that you tend to travel around with now? I see it's growing too.
It is. It's really guys that I like hanging out with. So these are my friends that have a lot in common with me. So obviously they all are well built because we all like taking the same supplements and drugs, and we like training hard, and we like eating big, and so the result is we all have physiques like this.
Now, I'm going to give you a compliment, and I'm not saying this just because you're here. I saw your physique on stage. Obviously, I was critiquing. You probably read my critique. I thought you looked really good.
Thank you.
Is it true? Now, don't lie to me. You said you dieted for 9 days for the Nationals.
Okay, specifically, I was in Asia 3 weeks ago, eating whatever I want, traveling around, being crazy, and then I came back and I had less than a week to diet for the Sacramento show.
Okay.
So I did. I dieted for that week.
And how did you do with that show? I don't even remember.
I got first in my class.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think I looked a little bit better then than I did.
5 days, that's not too bad. Now, how much DMP did you have to run to get into that kind of shape?
Let me think what I was. I'm trying to think if I ran DMP right before that show.
I think you went up to 600 megs.
600 megs, they're saying, yeah. The entourage knows how much he's taking. You don't even remember anymore.
So DNP, that's like it's a very controversial drug that bodybuilders will take to burn fat. I forget what it stands for, but why is it controversial? Because if you take too much, it does. I forget. I think what it does is it like increases your body temperature or something. So if you take too much, you like literally like cook yourself from the inside out. So they're like, unfortunately, like there's a fair amount of cases of people who like take too much and they die from overheating. But a guy like this who like obviously is very experienced with performance enhancing drugs probably knows like how to dial it in, because like one thing I think this might even be from the fitness world, but like one thing I guess that I've kind of noticed actually now that I think about it from people who have been into fitness for a long time is that they're very like in tune with their body, right? They know like if they take this much supplement, how that's going to affect their body. They know that if they eat this type of food versus that type of food, they know what their energy levels are going to be like the next day. They know that if you do this type of workout versus that type of workout, they know how their body's going to change in the next couple of weeks, months, whatever. So when you expand that to, like I said earlier about like supplements or drug use, like, and also how many times this guy's probably competed a bunch of times, right? He's prepared for competitions many times, and he knows that like if he takes, what do you say, like 600 milligrams of DNP, he knows he'll like be able to cut in like a certain amount of days. I'm not sure exactly on the doses if that's like a high dose or low dose. I've never taken it. It just kind of like scares me to think that I can take too much and die from a low dose. I don't even want to deal with that. But like he's obviously knows how to do it. And just like a general note about steroids, like I've said this before, I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're bad at all, honestly. Like who is this guy hurting by doing steroids and fucking flexing on stage? Like what crime is this again? Like this is not like hurting anybody, you know what I mean? This is not like funding, I don't know, is this like funding terrorism? I doubt it. I don't think terrorists are like in their like chemical lab like creating fucking steroids. Like I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So like I don't really understand why steroids are so like vilified in society by people. And he seems like a nice guy. He's not like some like crazy like insane like violent person. He's like super chill, right?
What I remember is right after I got off stage for that show, I started DMP for the national show.
Now here's the thing that scares me. Sometimes I take I take a finasteride in the morning, I take a blood pressure med in the morning, and sometimes I'll forget, did I take it? And I'll say, you know what, I'll go take another. If you do that with DMP, you could be in trouble, right? If you forget and you do another dose of it.
You know what's funny is I do Snapchat, behind the scenes of my life, and I'll show people that I'm taking the DMP. I'll actually sometimes have to refer to my Snapchat. Like, did I take my DMP? And look at my Snapchat. I did take my DMP.
Because it's all right if you double up on Proviron. You don't want to really be doubling up on the DMP, right?
Right. But I do.
That's pretty funny. So like that happens to me too sometimes. I take so every day I take Wellbutrin, I take Phenibut, creatine, agmatine, Nuopept, and that's it. That's my current stack, I guess you could say, what I'm taking. No performance enhancing drugs in there. I mean, creatine and agmatine like give you a boost, but it's not like anything what this guy's taking. But sometimes I'll do that too. Like the two main ones that I don't like to miss are Wellbutrin and Phenibut, because if I miss those, I start to fucking like, I feel bad. So sometimes I'll be like, shit, like did I take my Wellbutrin today? I don't remember. And then sometimes you like, I take 300 milligrams, which is like I want to call it like the maximum threshold dose, I guess the maximum like safe dose. Anything over 300 and you have like an increased risk of seizures, right? So I don't want to fucking take double my like daily dose and have a fucking like seizure, right? But anyway, it's gotten to the point now where like I don't really, I don't think I've ever doubled up on accident, right? But that like concept, it's just kind of funny to hear that. And also the Phenibut, that's more noticeable if you've taken it or not, because it like mellows you out and you're just like super chill afterwards. But yeah, also don't want to miss that. That's not good to miss.
play it by feel. So I'll plan on doing 200 or 400 or 600 milligrams that day, but if I feel too hot, I'll back off. If I don't feel anything, I'll take a little bit more.
Right. Now, will you mix that with like clenbuterol and other fat burners too?
I think it's totally fine to mix with clenbuterol. I think they have some synergy, but I don't really like clenbuterol. But I think I have discovered something new about how my body works between the two, and that is DNP seems to get me down to like 7 or 8% body fat really well. Once I hit 7 or 8% body fat, the DNP doesn't work as well for me. It zaps my energy so much. I have such a hard time accessing that fat for energy. Then the clenbuterol does work really well at lower body fat percentages, but the clenbuterol makes me feel anxious, makes it hard to sleep. I don't like the potential side effects for my heart, so I prefer the DNP, and then I obviously eventually need to get my diet under control, which I am working on.
Okay, now what were you eating the last, I guess, 9 days?
So I'll just talk about that really quick before he goes into diet. So one of the reasons why, they call it bro science, right? But one of the reasons why, and you if you watch my videos, you always hear me talk about how, like, not that science is stupid, but it's like a good starting point. But the real test kind of comes in when you use science as a starting point and then you test that on your own. One of the reasons I like this guy, and like I said before, other fitness people who are in tune with their bodies, is because they're constantly testing new things on their body and noticing how they feel. So this is especially of interest, I guess you could say, in the let's call it professional bodybuilding world. Like this guy's, he's a professional bodybuilder. He's like a competitor is what I mean. Because they all take all of these drugs and they all essentially experiment with different combinations. And because it's a kind of like close-knit community, they'll like share tips and they'll share information. So after a long enough time, what you end up having is this like aggregate of information, how people kind of are able to figure out the best combinations and like, how different drugs work one after another and like how they work together based on essentially there's not a lot of like scientific evidence that like studies all of these combinations and how they work and to cut down to 7% body fat. There's no like study on that specifically, right? But you take this guy's experience and like the other like 6 people in his group and like whatever, they go to a gym, like talk to some other like steroid bros or whatever. And everybody shares information, so over a long enough time, the information that they have, even though it's not backed up by scientific evidence, is generally pretty accurate. Obviously not 100%, but it's fairly accurate just because it's been confirmed by so many other people who are also testing things.
So you were dieting for nationals?
For nationals, I went very low calorie. In fact, I crashed my metabolism, which was a huge mistake.
Can you do that in 9 days?
Yeah, I was so surprised at how fast my body's adapting to either increasing calories or lowering calories, which is a good thing, adapting quick. But so if I do no carbs for even just 2 or 3 days, my metabolism crashes. I can tell because my body temperature drops, my energy is very low, I'm flat, and I'm weak.
Right. So what do you do to combat that?
Well, I connect with Amin Al-Ayi, who gave me some advice to actually add carbs back in, a little bit of carbs, and I did, and my metabolism sped back up. The key was that I added very small amounts of carbs throughout the day. And then my metabolism did come up. I did actually drop weight, because during this whole process, I'm trying to make weight. I'm right at that weight threshold.
What did your weight?
I have to weigh 200 for being 5'10".
And what did you weigh at the show?
200.
Oh, so you made it exactly.
See how close I am. See how close I am. So I actually have to drop weight, even if it.
Now your videos backstage, you were doing like drugs. Now, what part of the backstage area were you actually doing these videos? So you guys.
I like how they're so open about it. It's so finally like refreshing to hear. And obviously this guy's like an extreme example. He competes on stage. Most of these other like fitness YouTubers, they just fucking like, they're like, okay guys, today we're gonna eat my protein ice cream. It's so delicious. Link in the description. It's like, this guy's he's fucking real. It's good. It's nice. But anyway, I just want to talk about, because you hear from how he talks, like he obviously eats several meals throughout the day. Now, normally, if you watch my videos, you know that I recommend OMAD. In my opinion, I don't know what kind of drugs he's running. However, I do not think it's possible to build a body with this much muscle doing OMAD. I don't think it's possible to do that. I don't think it's possible to eat enough in one meal to put on so much muscle. Like I said, I don't know what kind of drugs he's running. I've never like run the amount of drugs that he's run and tried to build a body like this. Maybe it's possible, but it's definitely much easier to build a body like this when you're eating 5, 6, 7 meals throughout the day, and doing like all of these drugs that will help you like metabolize the food. But like I said, to like be like lean and fucking like muscular enough for like your normal life, I think OMAD is fine. If you want to be a pro bodybuilder or a physique competitor, yeah, okay, eat your 6 meals throughout the day. But is that most people? Probably not.
the bathroom together, and you had the video guy in there, and you were there, and there was a couple of guys in there, and you were explaining what you were doing, all the shots and everything. Like, people like knocking on the door, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing in there?
No, actually it was pretty good. For privacy, and I took the vasodilator.
I saw you do that. Yeah. You weren't really doing steroids,
right? It's not steroids. Yeah. But the vasodilator, the interesting thing, it feels like you're running uphill at high altitude.
Oh, really?
It hits you fast, and you pull in air, and it kind of volumizes your blood. It's nothing extreme, like you can't expect, like a 30% increase in vasodilator, but it's a little boost. But I actually really like that feeling of just hyperoxygenation of the blood.
And no one burned.
So I'm not sure what, like it sounds like he, all right, so what he's talking about is like he went, I guess in one of his videos he actually showed like doing an injection, which like props, like fuck, oh my god, like that's kind of what I'm wondering, like is that allowed on YouTube to show that? I don't know, I guess, apparently, but cool, finally. And what he's talking about, a vasodilator, is like a substance that will make your blood vessels dilate, so get bigger, basically. And the reason that this is good is because when your blood vessels get bigger, more blood is allowed to flow to the muscles. So like, I guess you could say like, you have lots of nutrients in your blood, so they grow faster, they get bigger. And the reason I bring this up is because this is one of the reasons why I take agmatine. Okay, agmatine is a very effective vasodilator, right? Which is why, one of the like bro science explanations for what it actually does is it gives you like sick pumps, like insane pumps in the gym. Which like, what's a pump? For those of you, some I don't know. It's like when you work out, so you do like bicep curls, right? The pump is like all the blood that flows to the muscle after you work it, and it stays for like maybe an hour after the gym. The thing with agmatine is that the pumps tend to stay longer. I remember when I first started taking it, the pumps would stay like all day. Now I've been like working out in the afternoon. I don't really like pay attention to like how long my pumps are there, and I'm also not like, I'm running a lot. I'm not really doing like so much bodybuilding now. But what I have noticed is that when I'm in the gym and I am training, I'm able to work out less and still get a very good result as a result of the agmatine, because you're forcing so much more blood to the muscle with less overall stimulus, like less reps, less sets, so that I guess it's just making your workouts more efficient, which, I find that very valuable. It's not a steroid, it's an amino acid. Or I guess what it really is, it's a metabolite of a specific amino acid. Arginine or arginine, however you say it. Anyway, it's really good. It's cheap. Buy it online. It's awesome.
Burst in on you guys while you were doing it, right?
No, but even if they did, I posted on Snapchat, and half the guys.
No, I know, that's why when they see enhanced muscle go into the bathroom, does anyone say to you, hey buddy, can I come in and load up with you guys?
They always wonder what I'm doing, because they're obviously a lot of the fans.
Did you get any new crew like at the Nationals with the guys who said, hey, I want to join the team?
Yeah, a lot of people reached out. Actually, the first place winner of I think was Physique came up to me and said that it was my videos that taught him how to get his physique to where he was.
Oh really? All right, so then that's good.
So I got a lot of really good feedback from the competitors, and they all, they want to work with us and we want to work with them, and that's kind of the niche. Is I really like working with the competitors because we set an example for everybody else.
Is enhancedathlete.com like opposite, like 5%, like Rich Piana? It looks like you guys have like you might square off against each other at some point, because like he has his group of freaks and you kind of have your group of freaks and something like that.
We should set up an arm wrestle tournament
or something. Maybe like an iron debate or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Is that what you're trying to build? Are you trying to build a brand here?
Yeah, as much as I can manage. I'm not trying to get it out of control, because really this is a hobby. This is what I do for fun.
Right.
I like traveling. I like traveling with these guys.
So you wouldn't have a booth at say the Arnold with all the enhanced athlete guys, and all the DNP on the table or anything like that, would you?
If my guys really wanted to do it and it was a fun thing, yeah. If it's just trying to like promote the brand and sales, probably not.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it was always.
Love it. Oh my god. Like it's so nice. Why do I like this so much? Because there's no like fucking like link in the description, order my vegan protein powder, right? It's just like a bunch of guys, they like working out, they like bodybuilding, they compete, they travel the world, just like having a good time. They make videos on YouTube. Yeah, they do steroids and they talk about like all these kind of gray area drugs that they do, but they're nice guys. They're not hurting anybody. They're not fucking like doing anything. I mean, ethically, like, is this bad somehow? Like ethically, not legally. Let's talk ethically. Like what is bad about this? Like, tell me, please. Like what morals are being violated here, right? None. Zero. And if you think there are some, I would love to know. Leave me a comment. Tell me like what your argument is. In my opinion, there's none. He's not even like trying to sell anything. It's just like, I mean, he's got the enhanced athlete T-shirt on, but like, it's just so. And I guess so that combined with the fact that he's just so open about drug use, which like. So like I've thought about like doing something like that, like running a cycle and like making videos about it, talking about like, okay, like, yeah, tracking my progress. I'm gonna do like 3-month cycle of fucking test or DECA or something like that, and like tracking my progress and like talking about it on YouTube, I'm just worried that like my YouTube channel would get shut down, or like all the videos would be demonetized. Not that that's necessarily like so bad because I make so many fucking videos, but like isn't that like illegal? Like, how's this guy not shut down yet? Is he on like Vimeo or something? But yeah, I mean, like they're not. It's not bad to do. It's not like you're not like hurting anybody. You know what I mean? Anyway, well, let's just finish this.
It's a pleasure to see you, and I know you're going to interview me in a few minutes, so that's always exciting. And I love seeing the team here.
Awesome, thanks, Dan.
All right.
Cool, very interesting video. Yeah, so interesting. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Like I said, it's very nice to see somebody like openly talk about something that's pretty much never addressed in the fitness world, which is steroid use. Because a lot of the like mainstream, well, the mainstream fitness YouTubers that I've seen recently, when I've been like doing these review videos, some that pop into my head, well, whatever, basically everyone, fucking everybody almost, they're all on something and they never address it. And they're all selling a fucking program or protein powder or fucking coaching services. Like, and again, I understand maybe it's illegal to say that. Maybe you get demonetized, maybe you get shut down. Maybe people like come out against you and fucking talk shit or something. But, and of course you want to make money, you got to sell your shit. But like, how do you justify doing that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know, a lot of your results are coming from the drugs, but you're not mentioning that, and you're selling things where it implies that that's what's going to get these people the results. So it's like, you know, I don't know. Anyway, good to see this guy doing well. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers who want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Share my videos. Comment. Subscribe. Peace.